How's everybody doing tonight? Give it up for Ray one more time. Kicking ass as host. Give it up for Ray Party as well. They fucking nailed it. That was amazing. To be honest, this is my first time being in seeing a band in this type of format. So I didn't know what to do with myself because a lot of people were just sitting. This may come as a surprise to some of you, but a lot of the concerts that I go to tend to have moshing involved. So, you know, things like metal, one-time Russian ska band, and classical music. You laugh, but I'm not allowed back in the Chicago Symphony Orchestra for a reason, guys.
I am familiar with this here, so.
Someone is familiar with that. Excellent. I am reaching everyone tonight. This is perfect. I listened to a lot of heavy metal back in my day, and that may explain why I look like this now. In 2019, just a bearded white man that can only have what's called resting psychopath face. Why the fuck are you laughing? But it's weird. I have a lot of weird things, and so like I don't look like anyone famous, but someone came up to me not too long ago and says, "Hey, you look like the lead singer of Mumford & Sons." Some people in here get it, and they're laughing because imagine if Nickelback were a hipster folk band and they had only banjos. That's what Mumford & Sons is, and I gave a weird look to the person. They're quickly like, "Don't worry, it's a compliment." If you look up the lead singer of Mumford & Sons, he looks like a bearded white man, except he's incredibly depressed looking. So I realized that it's not necessarily like a compliment for me, it's more of an insult to this woman's taste in men that I'm more concerned about. But you did nail one thing, and that's that I am depressed, and I am trying to deal with that right now. I'm seeing a therapist, trying to make myself better, and there's been a lot of helpful things I've learned from therapy, like certain tools and things when you're feeling down, like for example, just like having a set of identifying your tics or your nervous breakdowns. But some things don't work. Like my therapist wanted me to have a picture of myself from when I was like 4 or 5 years old to carry in my pocket. So that if I'm ever feeling really depressed or want to beat up on myself, I pull that picture out and I can look at it and try and remind myself that I'm still learning. Like, you don't want to yell at yourself. You don't want to yell at a kid. Here's the thing, though. We've already established what I look like in 2019. If I just pull out a picture of a child, whether it looks like me or not, no one's going to like the response when they ask, "Why do you have a child's picture?" They're not going to like when I say, "To make myself feel better." But I've also had to learn a couple of other types of activities or habits to try and improve my depression. Something that I've learned recently, it's a great bonding exercise with other depressed people. It's something called a sad-off. Is anyone familiar with this? Okay, one other depressed person in here. We're going to have a game later. What a sad-off is you go with each other and you try and go toe for toe with the saddest moment until one of you just says, "Fuck, man, that is way too sad for me." Now, I don't want to brag or anything, but I'm undefeated this year in sad-offs. Is it because maybe I cried by myself in my car listening to Juggalo Homies by Insane Clown Posse? Because I ain't got no homies? Maybe. Does my therapist, my family say this isn't healthy and that I should stop? Yes, they do. Since I'm undefeated in this darkest season of the year and have been making money on bets on myself, do you think I'm going to keep doing this? Yeah. You're goddamn right I am. How else am I going to afford this fucking therapy? Yeah, I have to do that because I'm fucking poor. I have a shit job. Does anyone else have a shit job in here? I appreciate the... Hell yeah. That was bad. One more time. One more time? Alright. Yeah, there we go. I had, everybody has shit jobs in here. Let me put it this way. Have you ever had a job so bad you have to do coke for business instead of pleasure? My therapist says that's another reason why I'm poor, but we're not talking about that right now. I work in customer service, so you know, that heart of darkness to the hope of the future of humanity. Since 2016, I've kind of been like, I don't really know any Trump supporters, and I don't know why people would vote for him. Now, after working 2 years in customer service, I understand half of their goddamn problems, and I want to burn this country to the ground. I have a real shit customer service job, because basically what happens, people call in, and they say, hey, my product doesn't work, you should send me something new to fix it. They send videos via email, I take a look at it, and then basically my company's like, do whatever the customer wants, so I just send them like a whole new toy or a product or whatever. So this actually happened like 2 weeks ago, and it still fucked me up. The guy calls in and says, hey, my product doesn't work, and asks him to send me a couple of videos. He sends 2 videos and says, here's the videos that'll show you what's wrong with my product. First video, this product's working fine. Let's look at the second video. It's of him jerking off. Here's the kicker. I work for a children's toy company. What kind of sick pedophile fuck goes onto our website and says, you know what? These children aren't attractive enough for me because they all look like depressed accountants. I need to send videos to people who I think work with children. I don't, but you guys are way too serious about that joke. Like, I'm the one that saw the person's dick, and honestly, my first reaction is, why the fuck is there a skinned rabbit in this video?
You win.
I went to my boss, I'm like, how do I respond to this? And they're just like, we don't know, we've never had this happen before. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll just respond to them. And they're like, no, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, too late, I'm already responding. So in my email reply, it was, I'm sorry, sir, the video size you sent is way too small for me. I need a much larger video. Now, for some reason, I have to go to HR for this shit. Yeah, and it's also like, because I work in the suburbs, and everyone's talking about eat the fucking rich. Eat the fucking suburbs, goddamn. Yes! That is, the people, not only are the people I work with, I keep putting this up here like I want to take a drink, but the point is, people that I work with, they are the most boring psychopaths I have ever seen in my life. I almost got in a fist fight with one of my coworkers at lunch because he said Grown Ups 2 was the funniest movie he's ever seen in his life. That's real. I also need to check. Katie, are you here? No joke. I was going to do these bits on Thursday, and one of my supervisors came in. I was shirtless at the time, so that was probably the better option than telling this joke. It's like people, who the fuck gets so excited about LaCroix that they talk about it for 30 fucking minutes? You're not drinking a soda or a liquid, you're drinking a scented candle. Fuck off! I think I actually had to get a car recently to drive to this job. Originally, I would bike to work because I work downtown. Does anybody else like to bike? Not now, clearly, but like when it's pleasant out. Yeah, a couple people. No.
Too far south, sir.
Too far south. Okay. I love biking because I think it's a really great exercise. I think I'm saving money doing that, and I also get to be smug about it, saying shit like, I'm a Mother Nature's warrior, what the fuck are you doing? My girlfriend isn't as big a fan though, because she's worried that I'm gonna, either catch a stray bullet or hit a car or whatever. That's not what scares me about biking in Chicago. What's scarier to me is how fast you devolve into the city bicyclist. You know those assholes I'm talking about. Yeah, you know. They have like some long, scary-ass beard, the Lance Armstrong singlet, and they usually say ridiculous shit like, I'm a soldier from Mother Earth, what the fuck are you doing? When I start biking in the summer, it takes me about 3 weeks to devolve into a Mad Max psychopath on the road. Like, the end of the first week, I'm weaving through cars to get to the front of the line. Second week, I start cutting stop signs and red lights. Third week last year, I pulled a fucking pipe on someone. I didn't even know I had a pipe. I just came out of my bag and I smashed that fucker's windshield. Now, some of you are probably thinking that, yeah, that's a little bit far-fetched. And you're right. The truth is, I hate bicycling. It's just a reminder of how poor I am. I'm just going to drink through that, because that's a reminder, still. I mentioned a little politics earlier. Anyone politically minded in here besides Zach? Woo! Hell yeah. Okay, alright. We'll see how this bit goes. So, a lot of people are worried about like the Mueller investigation and everything that's going on with the president. Like, some people are thinking that Vladimir Putin has blackmail on the president, and I think he does. But a lot of people think it's like a piss tape. They think it's maybe him like telling his lawyer to like fuck up a congressman or whatever. I think, so if you look at it real closely, you'll see that a lot of people are just, they like him because he's a shitty human being, and that justifies them in being a shitty human being. That's his brand. It's not gold, it's not high towers or big things, it's shit. So I think Vladimir Putin has evidence of Trump running a successful non-for-profit organization. Or like maybe he saved a kid from a burning building once. Or maybe even like he's personally broken up like drug and dog fights. Because Trump knows if that gets out, he's done. Like, even the Republicans like, fuck it, we can't justify this. We gotta impeach the fucker. All right. I think. All right. I'll leave you guys on this, and this is probably gonna be the worst thing I say tonight. Of people sending me videos masturbating and all that shit. So actually, I got a tattoo recently, which some of you, no one probably will understand what this is, but it's really important to me because it's from a very important video game in my life called Half-Life. And I got this tattoo, like I've been wanting it for like a year and a half. So one of my friends gave me some great advice. He said, you know, if you want a tattoo, you should wait on that idea for a year, because it's really important to make sure that you can go through with it, and that it's important up to you to justify the means in the end. Which I think is a great mentality to have for things like, for choosing someone to marry, for like trying to figure out your careers, or even things like suicide, important stuff. Yeah, no one liked that. I think everybody's justifying, yeah, this guy really needs some therapy. And yeah, I'm happy with that. That's where I'm going to be. I'll have the sound off with the person in the back, and if anybody wants to start riots against the rich, I'm happy to join. So, thank you. Good night.